Okay, so that I sewed right along there, and I just did a quick little flip here to make sure I caught all the layers, because you don't want to have to fix that later. And at this point, I'm going to take one side of this little joint and tuck it like a sock into the other side of the joint. So what this does is it lets my line to sew here be a lot easier to sew, because you're going to sew from this point and then down and then up to this point here. On the other side, you'll be sewing from this point around and then down and up to this point. A lot of times it makes everything a lot easier if you do have a walking foot on your machine. So I have a walking foot on here, and it makes everything a lot easier, especially when you're going through so many layers. It is okay to hand sew this shut if your machine doesn't like it. Do as much as you can with your machine, and anything you can't quite get, you can always hand sew if needed. So I'm going to sew that, and then I will be right back. Alright, so what I did was I sewed from here to this point, and then I sewed all the way around and then down this part to this point. So what I can do is pull out this side of the joint, and now I should have a completely sewn joint. If you did have a little trouble, what you can do is shove the other side in and try and fix the seam that way and see if your machine likes that better. I'm hoping my machine did good. What you're going to do at this point is turn your joint inside out, and this is where you'll see if all the layers were caught. This one has a fluff, but all my layers were caught except for right here. So you're going to see that this could happen. The innermost layer did not get caught in. So what I got to do then is go back, and I'm going to sew that one more time right where it wasn't caught in, and try my best to catch it. If it just won't catch, you can always hand sew it later. I'm going to try it one more time and see if I can't catch that layer, and then I will come back and show you what we do next. Alright, so I just went over that spot one more time, and you can see that now I've caught all the layers in my seam, and I've turned it out inside out, pushing quite well on all the corners. Using a chopstick at this point is ideal. Mine turned quite easily, so it wasn't really necessary. You will then tuck this, the little inner part, up inside so it's no longer sticking out. And it'll make a nice little crevice that's completely sealed, like this. So at this point, this piece is complete. And if you continue and do that with the rest of the pieces of the legs and arms, you'll have finished all your pedal jointing. I suggest you use an iron and press these pieces just so that they stay nice and flat for you and they're not all creased or a little bit wonky. The more if you press as you go along, you end up with a nicer finished product. It also allows the jointing to be done smoother. So that is how you do pedal jointing. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. If you do feel frustrated at any point, you can always take it off and hand sew it if needed, or if you have a walking foot, the walking foot helps a lot. I hope this made sense, and if you have any questions, please ask.